My name is Jonathan Parks, and welcome to Jonathan's Nature Crafts. I must inform you that I do not live in this house by myself, but live here with other people. Sometimes other members of the household may have to walk through areas where I might be recording with other family members on the phone. If you hear any noise like that, please feel free to disregard. We are doing our best to get noise-canceling equipment, which may at least keep you from hearing exactly what is being said. Thank you for considering. Well, as y'all kind of come to see before, there were certain steps I took around on these angels. There were little things I had to show as far as just how little work could come out, but while I was in between videos, I thought I was going to carve the rest of the butts the way I did these ones on the cherry angels, but that's the kind of thing where I think on this next one we'll be carrying that out instead. But what I did between the videos was I took these angels of cherry and coffee tree and cut out that little line that separates the wings, and I tell you, I'd say for a little carving work like that, I knew walnut would be the easiest one to do it with, so I decided I'd just wait until I started the video just to kind of take the walnut and use that to demonstrate how I sort of make those little lines. And I say just kind of work our way about what we do. And well, I tell y'all, thought it would be so simple, but got a little cut through the glove. This was quite unintentional, but as I was demonstrating that step, you kind of saw that I kind of stabbed myself a little through the glove and got a little cut on my thumb. So we're going to kind of take this a little further, and this time do it this way instead, so your thumb is not in the path of the gouge. I forget that all too often while I'm making a little carving now and then, so we try to, take care of that thing the best we can, because that can be a thing where you might even be wearing a glove, but even if it's made out of teflon, the material of the bulletproof vest, like this one is, there can still be little hazards involved, because if you use enough force or using a hard enough wood, you could kind of end up kind of getting a little cut through the glove like I kind of did there. And just so you know, there's a little place we're going to go about here too. I say that we've got a little place to go here, and to sort of like cut this little line in like the back of the wing. We kind of got it started there, so we're going to finish it the rest of the way. I say, and kind of put a little extra time, effort we go into what the wood is going to make of it, and see how such a little cherub can be such a type of work for us to do and get that far. So I say I might be a little sore from that. Don't know how much carving I'm going to be able to do left, but I'd say we can kind of work on the little butts of these Kentucky coffee tree cherubs. Kind of try to remove a little wood along here to try to round a little business off and kind of get a little work done into what we make and what we need. I say, kind of like got a little work coming this way. And so, nice little cherubs we have. Oh, and by the grace of God, you know, Isaiah saw them circling the throne, and there was all this vision we had of angels in heaven. Sometimes, just sometimes, people who are gone on, they sometimes say that they're like angels in heaven that watch over us, and sometimes we feel their presence and their spirits in our lives watching over us these days. I've always heard it said different ways, but I tell you, you know, the Bible isn't specific on that. I know that I've had my views about what angels were and always thought they were a separate creation from people. I didn't really believe personally that people became angels when they died. I believe they were angels and people were two separate creations of God. Got all the burn moved off of that. But there was a time years ago I was talking to somebody and she told me about how it was like, you know, that our loved ones, when they die, they're like in heaven as angels that watch over us. And I told her that angels were created from the beginning, and that only 1/3 of angels are God, and that only 2/3 angels are God's angels, and 1/3 of angels are Satan and his demons. And she asked me, but don't you think God creates new angels after we die? And I told her, well, I was also taught that angels don't have genders. She said, well, don't you think that neither do our souls? So it's just been the kind of thing where we've seen little happenings happen in life, and all the little strange ways we go about just the little things got the little burning parts moved off of that. And I say we're going to work on the little booties of these little walnut ones too, try to get rid of all the what we don't need of that. And all the excess wood is going to be a little too much for us, but we're going to manage it well, make a little place out of it where it's going to be a little shiny little angel that kind of guides our ways. And you know, what we see is what we get, and it's just kind of like, oh, the things that we bow down to in earth and in heaven. And this little angel is going to be of all God's good creation, or a symbol of it, because this particular angel was carved out of wood by a man, but real angels are God's creation. They're part of nature. That's why I carve them and still call my business Jonathan's Nature Crafts, because most of what I carve is things that are of nature, creatures of nature, and sometimes even a little fantasy things like gnomes and things like that might come along, but that's the kind of thing that also kind of has its popularity in this world. And there's all these different thoughts by people as to whether gnomes and leprechauns and mermaids are real, and that's often just a little sad thing. There's some of this stuff I don't really personally believe is real stuff, but I say, you know, people can pretend to be anything. I once had a friend who said that all her life she always dreamed of being a mermaid, and when she got her hair dyed in a few different colors, and she said she was finally living her dream, getting to be one. And I told her, you know, I've always heard different people have different opinions about whether or not they're real, but I don't know whether they are. And she said, I don't think they are, but I can pretend to be one. Yes, and I say, you know, we can probably in all our life pretend to be anything. But there is one thing I kind of learned as a kid in church, that is, don't pretend to be God. That is just one thing that he tells you not to do. And I've always heard about the ways he would kind of punish us if we did, and all the things they do, and all the ways that People have just said different things throughout history, claiming to be different things, claiming to be Messiah and stuff, but it's all just different for us. We all are just human beings. We are mere humans. We are just created by God. We are finite beings. We'll never know everything about Him in all eternity, but surely as we graduate into eternity, we'll learn more and more the further we go. I thank you all for coming on and watching. Hope you all will always be in touch. I keep praying for you all. Want to see you all come on again. Wish you all the best in everything, and surely next time around we'll get on and we'll start kind of carving out the little heads of these angels. Hope to see you all soon, and take care until then. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you in the next video. Stay tuned.